Hey guys, tonight on California Haunts Radio, Nancy Matz is here to join us for a special event. And boy, do we have a ghost photo to show you. We'll be right back. Grab your popcorn and snacks. Find a comfy spot, take a seat or lie down, and let me transport you to a place of fantasy, ghost stories, ancient legends, odd creatures, alien encounters, and other magical topics. You may even decide to join the conversation. From faraway lands to your own backyard, with a small dash of pixie dust. Turn out the lights and open your minds. The journey is about to begin. Good evening, everybody. It has been a wild day, as you can tell by the cancellation of shows and the scheduling of this show. Our guest Carmen, after last night's mishap on my part, she woke up really sick this morning, so she couldn't do the show today. So I was contemplating, because I've had this really weird week where nothing's really gone right, and today was one of those days that really everything I touched turned to crap. And so I was debating whether or not to come on, but what we had planned to do on Friday, in addition to Nancy's usual show, was show a photo off. So let me get into my spiel, and we're going to talk about this photo. Okay. So my name is Charlotte. I'm also the owner of the California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team, based out of Sacramento. We're 45 strong up and down the state. That means if you have you think you have a paranormal need, we can help you out. It might take us a while to get out to you because California is this huge state. But we definitely will help you out. In the case that we can't get out, I'm like trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. In the case that we can't get out right away, we do have mediums on staff who can phone you and talk to you about what may or may not be going on in your neck of the woods. And in most cases, if it is paranormal, they can simmer down the energy so that it doesn't bother you until we get out there to do our job. Okay? All right, that being said, you can find us all over social media, Facebook, you name it, we're out there. TikTok, just look us up. There's email on all those. You guys can get hold of me if you like I said, if you think your paranormal needs are actually there. Facebook, if you haven't done so already, a lot of you are going to be watching from Facebook today. Please feel free to hit that follow button, and also give us a thumbs up if you like. Well, if you like what we do today, you can tell I'm totally thrown off. If you like what we do today, give us a thumbs up. Let me know that way. And again, if you haven't, and again, if you haven't followed us, please do. I really appreciate it. Okay, same thing with YouTube. It all works. All social media works pretty much the same way. I'm just looking at it. Hang on. Okay. I'm just looking. Nancy sent me some messages. So who's on? Who's in the chat room? Jerry, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Anyway, back to my spiel. I'm getting distracted. Shiny objects, So over at our YouTube site, youtube.com/California Haunts Radio, we do have more than 1,000 videos over there, all different topics. I'm a journalist, photojournalist. I like to change it up a lot. So when you go over there, you're going to see a lot of topics. In fact, today, for what it's worth, is Wednesday, Sunday, Monday. This is the 4th day of our 5th season, right? We just started our first day of the season on Sunday. Uh-oh, where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Oh, there's Nancy. Don't be disappearing. That's all I need. Everything else is gone wrong today. But anyway, so yeah, please feel free over, even on YouTube, to leave a thumbs up. And, if you like what you see here today, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Okay, that's done. Nancy and I'm going to bring Nancy on right away. Nancy came on last minute. But I'm lucky I had this stuff because, we'll explain it. Here we go. This is going to be interesting. Hello.
There's a little problem with the internet tonight. It
okay.
bumped me off. So
okay.
Is there a lot of TV on tonight? I don't know. A lot of events.
Yeah, because I had real good numbers about a half hour ago, and now it's showing me that the internet's doing weird things. So people must be online.
Mm-hmm. I got that from my end also. I don't know if it was your end or my end, but just if I disappear, just keep talking, and I'll come back in, get out, and come back in.
I can say a lot now.
Oops.
And you know what? I don't see dead people behind you today, so we're good.
Okay. You don't see dead people.
But we did get a warning, and I'm going to get back after the show. I'm going to
Shoot.
talk to you about it.
Uh,
It came from Trish, and when Trish speaks,
I
I
see
listen.
somebody, so it's
What?
okay.
You see somebody behind me?
No, behind me.
Oh, I don't see anybody.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Oh no, wait
I
a minute.
feel
I
like
kind of
there's a
see it.
little lady behind me.
I kind of see it like off to the left today. Anyway,
Whoops. Yeah,
yeah,
that
looks like
way.
it's on. It would be your right, but my left when I'm looking at you. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, that being said,
It's over here. She's over here. Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's
they're all around all the time.
Okay, so what happened the other day was that, and I do see someone over on this other side on YouTube, which would be your right side. He's back. He's back. He's standing over there on your right side. Well, you got all kinds of stuff going on. So Nancy and I, all this context, we have these deep discussions about things, and so the other day we decided to do a rare Skype session because usually when I do my sessions, I do them on StreamYard because of the quality. But anyway, Nancy and I had this. We're in the midst of this rare discussion on Skype, and as I'm sitting there, I see something start to form behind her, and Nancy could not see it from her side of the screen at all. Because I asked her twice.
I was a little too close.
Yeah, someone's behind you. Someone's behind you. And so I managed. It took forever to get a screenshot. I was on my cell phone. It took me forever to get a screenshot because it seemed like whatever it was trying to stop me from getting that screenshot. But I did get a screenshot. It's a full. It's not. It's a misty apparition. I'll show it to you guys. And it's almost a full body apparition. But behind it, you can see. And this is what happened. I sent it over to my critics or my skeptics on my team. Not only that, I had Nancy stand up, take photos of the area too, to prove that that there's nothing there.
And you have that also tonight.
I don't have that today, but I have that. Trust me. And I sent
Yeah,
this
it was
stuff
crystal
out.
clear.
Yeah, I sent this stuff out the last couple of nights to our resident skeptics on the team, and they could not debunk it. So, yeah. And then I found out
They agreed?
last night. Yeah, they agreed it was apparition. And then I found out last night that there's two more figures in there that we didn't know were in there. So you got a woman that's supposed to be
understand. Your voice is a little low. Is there any way to turn the volume up just a little bit? A tiny?
Right there.
Is it my ear thing, Mom? Is it my
it's your
ear
ears.
thing?
It's your ear thing. Because I'm up and I'm hitting the red zone when I'm talking.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, so anyway, he looks like he might be standing over on the other side again. He's moved because the last picture we got, he was over on to your stage left side, and then now he's over on the other side.
This is left.
So he's been coming in, yeah, over there, yeah. No, not there, the other side. Over your shoulder.
We're reversed.
This is
so
okay.
Everybody, I did take a picture of what you're gonna look at. I did take a picture, and maybe Friday night we need to post it. It was absolutely a clear picture of my board behind me. Absolutely, just saw both. What you're gonna see is only one side that has a border on it. The other side's missed it away. It's gone because he's standing in the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull up the first one, and the first one is the screenshot when Nancy and I were talking, and he started to appear. I could barely contain myself. My eyes were bulging, and I was like, "Look!" And she kept going, "Calm down." And I'm sitting there going, "No, we have to get this screenshot because there's something behind you." So let me show you what the first screenshot looks like. And this came off of my cell phone.
Oh, your cell phone.
If you look over here, in this corner right here, over on to the right, you can see him forming. You can see his arm, you can see his leg, you can kind of see his head here. And you can see this is the top of my head. It's not a tribble. It's top of my head. Right there because it is a Skype meeting. Nancy's off to the left on this photo. Okay? So now, of course, me, I have to enhance everything because it's what I do. So here's the enhanced version.
Looks like there's so much distraction. Yeah, there we go.
I cropped it, and that's the enhanced version.
Oh.
And what's interesting with this is
unfortunately.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well,
No,
one
go ahead.
side is cut off, which the audience can't see that they're looking to it to the one side. It's a real
Yeah,
sharp edge. To the other side that's misty, that goes beyond the edge of the divider.
right, right. And
Mm-hmm.
also,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the center place right here, you can see the divider behind. You see the colors from the divider right behind, right here. Right in the middle there,
Okay. Okay.
in his midsection. You can see through him.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. The line going
yeah,
down.
yeah, you can see that. But my debunking staff found more ghosts. So you've got this guy right here, or whoever he is. We think he's a male. And again, I got to talk to you after the show because Trish has a message for you. You have to listen to Auntie Trish. So anyway, you can see right here where his head should be, and then you got the arms that are coming down. You got his waist, and then you got the two legs. Now, if you look in his middle, right where you see the other design, you know, the design from that backdrop thingy coming through, there's another face forming in here.
What color? Is it the purple or the green or white or what?
It's white. You can see the nose. You can see the two eyes. This is something that once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. So I was like,
Oh,
thanks. But there's another face in there. Now, over here, over his shoulder, look here. There's a shadow man back
on
here.
the right or left side?
On the left side of him. When you look at it, there's a shadow
I'm
man right
trying.
there. Where that fold is on the left
Okay.
side. Yeah, look to the
I'm
right.
looking.
Okay, there's a shadow of a
I
man
think
right
I
there.
see it.
Yeah. This is a cool photo. And
Yeah,
I put
it's
it
not
through.
on the original.
No, and I had Nancy, take photos in there. Nancy and I went to work trying to debunk this thing, and then I sent it out to all my team members, all my debunkers on my team to look at it. So we do
Yeah,
definitely have
so what they don't understand is this is coming toward me and the board is flat against the wall.
yeah,
So there's depth to this that maybe they can't see that I know
right,
because I just
right,
turned around and looked at mine and it's flat,
right,
flat, flat. This has a
yeah,
lot of layers to it.
yeah,
My husband came
yeah,
in and looked at it. He says, "Oh, it's a guy bending down looking at you, looking at Char." And I
yeah.
go, "Really?"
And it was funny because I kept mentioning it, and Nancy went, "I don't see it, I don't see it." And I said, "Well, don't move, don't move. I gotta get the screenshot. Don't move, don't breathe, don't chase it away." You know. So yeah.
A little
I
too
see another
close.
face right now. Somebody mentioned another face too, and I'm seeing that one. Like where his shoulder is. If
Okay.
you look in there, there's two eyes. You can see the two eyes peeking out. Almost looks like an animal.
You know what? My imagination is not very good with me tonight, but
Yeah.
like I
So you
said,
got somebody.
you asked me if
So
I
you got
felt someone in
somebody.
here, and I
You
said,
got
yeah.
like what looks like a skeleton face, which is kind of frightening,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
coming in
yeah,
from
yeah.
coming out from his midsection, and then if you look above there, you can make out a
Yep.
couple more eyes up there, and then you've got the shadow man back there.
Well, I see the shadow person now. When I just turn around and look at the board behind me, and that pattern is not on the board.
No.
So
No.
absolutely could be something there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, nobody could debunk it on the team, and I'm happy about that. I mean, this is a really, really good photo. And this was not a photo where I was standing there to take it. This is a screenshot from Skype on my
Now,
cell
does your
phone. So,
screenshot
yeah.
blur it a little bit also?
It blurred because I blew it up. This is enlarged.
Oh, you blew it up. Okay,
So,
okay.
so it blurred a bit when I blew it up. But, I mean, it's crystal clear. Let me get the other shot. It's crystal clear. You can see it on the first shot. Pull this up. You can see it crystal clear on there.
Yeah, yeah,
On that
yeah,
first
yeah.
shot. And
Because
I
he's
want to
got
enhance
depth
it.
and it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Too bad we don't have a
Unless
ruler.
it's,
We can.
there's a shadow thing back here. I wonder if it's his shadow. He could be throwing a shadow for all we know. We don't know. But there definitely is
Who knows?
a shadow of a person back there. And her husband
Well,
was
look at this.
doing what he does, watching
I
TV,
do
so he
agree
wasn't
there's
around.
something there
Yeah,
because of the depth. It's like
yeah,
it's moving. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool. And it was interesting because whoever this is, and Nancy can like reiterate the story of what's going on with her house. But it's interesting because, we went in afterwards. At one point, he wasn't there. Went back in later, and he was back there. So he's been watching
Yes.
us and what we're doing. And this is something, which is interesting about this is Nancy and I have discussed doing this a few times about going live and trying to manifest something in her house, to get on video. And this just happened by accident, so it's kind of cool. Did you have any weird feelings, Nancy, while we were doing the Skype session at all?
I usually ignore everything that's around me because we do have people in here. We have a husband and wife. The husband has made himself presence known, and Larry has seen him sit on the couch and walk. So we know someone's in here. I felt somebody, but I hate to admit, but when I relax and put my switches on, turn them on, I do feel people a lot. And I think the neighborhood can see who I am. Remember we spoke of, I was involved with rescues for quite a while, not a long time, but some years that allowed that to happen. And they say your light is brighter. You have a bright light, or your light, we saw your light. And for the longest time I thought, what light? What are you talking about? And I realized that people like myself, you, everybody that does this, we have a bigger energy field around us. And I suspect there's electricity in our body, and that normal people do in their lives, rushing around doing something or other, and they don't kind of stop and relax like I do. I had a couple sessions today. So when I do a session, I have to manipulate my life force to move it from me to these different, let's see. Yes, I did Vermont or something this morning, and then this afternoon it was Rose, so it doesn't matter how far it is, I still have to manipulate and release my life force. When I do that, I think people can see it, and they call it a light. So I think when I turn the light on, that's happening, as they see my light.
Well, see, I have that issue as well. I'm like I've been told that I'm like a beacon, like a lighthouse.
That the same word.
And they can find me.
Yeah, a light.
And like I remember at the Hangman's Tree Cafe before they tore it down, the Hangman's Tree Bar. And I was in there doing a dowsing session, and one of the psychics runs in and says, "Do you realize they're lined up down the street to come in and talk to you?" Or when I go to the cemetery, I've got a conga line behind me. When I'm walking around and stuff out there. So
well, that's probably the same as when I do cemetery tours.
Most attractive, yeah.
Yeah, now beacon is a word that we would use. Every time I've talked to, not every time, several times I've talked to spirit people who are stuck, I call it. They don't realize they're stuck in a loop. And they talk about seeing a light as in a lantern or a candle. All they see is a light, which is kind of universally how they word it. And so I think you talk to people a couple hundred, 300-400 years ago, the guy at the canoe, when I was going to San Francisco to visit my mom, a canoe showed up in the vehicle with me, and he thought he saw a candle. So I found that curious because it's reference to a bigger light, like an aura around me, where some people just see the light. He was attracted to what he thought was a candle. So 1700s, that's their reference to light, and I thought that was kind of unique. So I think that's
you
great.
Can understand it because if they're stuck in the darkness. They're wandering around the darkness. So if you're putting off some kind of light, I mean, it's human nature to just go towards the light because you don't want to be in the dark.
Correct. Now we're only talking those who need rescuing. They are in a perpetual loop, and they only envision this place where they died or the loop of what happened to them. Everything else around that is obscured to them. So that could be the dark. As far as spirit people living their heaven here, or living, there's I'm reaching that point over there. There's a man in my subdivision who died about a year ago, and I was taking my nightly walk in the dark, like I do, because I like looking at the stars. And this guy was over there, like, "What are you doing here?" And he threw up. And I went, "Okay, so he died of some kind of intestinal stomach or something." And we didn't lock eyes. He was just involved in. Its only comment to me was my family. And I come to find out from the manager here that his daughter and his wife lived across the street from where he was standing. So he was trying, and I have a tendency to look to right because I'm right-handed. I wasn't looking so much to my left. And she said he's there protecting them. He just wanted to be around them. What do they need protecting for? But the wife was older. So that's that. Yeah. These are not ghosties. These are spirit peoples. I just have a tendency to call everybody well, there's a ghostie over there, and it's
Yeah, I
really
do
just a
too.
spirit
I
person.
have
That
that habit too.
I seem to have a flock of them around me lately.
Well, it's interesting because I mean, like even during the conversation we were having the other day on Skype, when I saw this thing manifest, and she had no idea what was going on behind her, and I couldn't
Yeah,
stand it. I was about to leap out of my chair because I was just like, "Oh my God, you
she
got
did.
something behind you," which I did.
Wish we had been recording.
I do too. I wish we
So
had, yeah. But at least,
she got
and
so
then
excited. I'm looking at her thinking, "What's wrong with you, Shar? Stop that.
I can hardly contain
What's wrong
myself
with
when I
you,
saw it.
girlfriend?"
you know, and then, like I said,
I loved it.
Nancy and I had talked about doing this kind of thing online, to see if we could manifest something during a show. Well, there you have it, And if this is the gentleman that lives in her house, and I think there's several, like I said, there's 2 or 3 in there, so it could be him, his wife, and someone else.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, to have that. And he's a friendly, so I mean, it's not like anything that you have to run screaming about or anything like that. So
no.
I mean, yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
we
for
actually call him by his first name.
yeah,
Larry calls. He's the one that Larry could see him walking.
yeah,
He had guns and rifles in the closet when he was alive. This is almost 1960 or 80 square foot. And so this
yeah.
was a big house when they put it in here. It was built really, really great. And he was, don't hear this wrong, Frank. He was kind of full of himself, and
Yeah,
I think he enjoys living here because this is where he enjoyed the 10, 15 years that he lived here. So
nice,
I'm trying to be positive
nice.
because I know he's hearing, listening.
Don't
Um, the other thing,
want to
the
irritate
other
him, do
thing
you?
is
Yeah,
the other thing is most people don't realize that people like myself who do this for so long, and Char, when she posts um, what's going to happen, she put 32 years. I'm working on 33 and a half years
yeah,
now doing this every day. So my
yep.
switches are loose and easy to manipulate. And of course, I pay attention. But the other
Right.
side of this is that it's easy for me to be perceptive or receptive of someone's energy. And
Hmm.
I can feel someone moving into my life force who's really depressed, really unhappy. And it's noticeable by my husband. And so
Hmm.
when I feel these people around, I'm not getting that so much. But the other day, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I really felt, duh. I says, oh my God, something just waved through me. And they're seriously depressed. And I didn't know if it was a spirit person or was it someone who's thinking about calling me because they're depressed. And it could
Right.
be either. When I talk about these fellows here, they are happy. These spirit people don't feel depressed to me at all. So that's why Larry and I got to a place now, we're just ignoring them.
Right.
Okay, Frank, make yourself known. I don't care.
Well, Larry
And
shares a
that's what I'm
drink with
trying to
him.
tell you. What?
Does he share a drink with him every Friday? He sits down and pours him a drink. They watch TV together.
I didn't hear what you, he did
You,
pour him a drink one night, yeah.
yeah,
And
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
Friday
Yeah,
night
Larry
fights.
hangs. Okay.
The thing I want to share with you is that there is no fear, anxiety, or anything with me, and you can hear in my voice, this is
Right.
perfectly normal for me. And these are just people. And when you
Yeah.
get thinking you're scared and oh my goodness, you're attracting them to act out in such a way. And remember 2 weeks ago I talked about um, how to what scares you in the night and
Right.
talking to children and to have a ceremony protection is if someone came to the front door and they were ugly looking like a monster, would you open the door and let them in? Oh no, you wouldn't. You would yell at them and slam the door shut. They're not welcome. Think of it that
Right.
way. These
Right.
people, I don't have any problem with them visiting with me, and I felt no negative energy. Frank is pretty nice. The wife, when she shows up, Larry said one day he sits in his great big room. Remember, the rooms are big here.
Right.
And he could see these itty bitty feet walking through the house, little feet. He says, the wife showed up. I go, okay. Yeah,
So that's what we picked up,
I
guys.
love that.
I was going to hold off till Friday to release it, but since my guest got sick today and I was debating whether or not I was going to do a show at all, I thought, well, might as well release it
That's
and show
lifting
everybody.
right. As I look at it, you can see the depth. The
Yeah.
board behind them is flat and it
Yes.
doesn't have that depth. This is actually coming out toward me.
Yeah.
Um, and you
Yep.
cannot see the edges of the trifold behind it.
Yeah. Yep. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty darn
Yep.
cool. We're not going to be on the full hour tonight, guys. We just wanted to come on and share this with you. But
Yeah.
let's see.
Very
We
fun.
got messages. Jerry says when she was in the hospital, she was like that beacon light. They were coming to her.
Oh,
It
wow.
happens. It happens. Well, Grey's Anatomy had a psychic on, and of course, all the
I've
doctors
never
were
seen the
really like,
show.
yeah, the doctors were really like, oh yeah, sure, you're a psychic, blah blah blah, right? And it was funny because she was laying there in bed predicting all this stuff that would happen, and then finally the doctors took notice, but they thought she'd lost her mind. That the gal, it was a 5150, because she kept saying all this stuff she was saying in the hospital. You know, but doctors and stuff are a lot more open to this now, where they never used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
especially
because of near-death
psychologists.
experiences.
Yeah, a lot of those, a lot of near-death
I've
experiences.
enjoyed those shows, and it's an
Yeah,
eye-opener for the people who work there. In fact, a few
yeah.
times the doctors approach the near-death experiencer and want to know if they had an experience, and then the few times I've been in the hospital, I have felt the anxiety and stress of those people who passed, and I don't
hmm
particularly like it. I try not to go to the hospital.
Me too. And I try to
You
remember when
know,
my mother would get sick and they'd put her in the old people's unit. The people with Alzheimer's and all that. And they had
oh
obviously
no,
had a lot of deaths in there because they were all old. And my poor mother, with her abilities, that wasn't helping.
yeah.
Because then they kept going, oh my God, she's really, loopy. And she wasn't. She was just talking to dead people, that weren't there because they were coming to talk to her. And I had that same
Oh
issue
my
when they
gosh.
found out what I did. I had all these nurses coming to me, taking me to different rooms, going, "Well, what are you feeling here? What are you feeling here?" And telling me
Hmm,
stories
hmm.
about the call the little call things going off, and then walking in this room and no one's in there. And one of
That's
the rooms was
amazing.
an apparition of a woman over there, and she it was when the hospital was short staffed during the strikes, and she was
Huh?
forever wanting attention, but she never got the attention she wanted, and she passed away. So she's still there. That's why that thing turns on. She's still there trying to get the
Oh,
attention. Unfinished
wow,
business,
right?
right? Unfinished business.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's what I keep telling people, write out your bucket list to make sure you try it and do it.
yeah. And like
Um,
Nancy says,
and
that is
it's,
definitely three-dimensional because when you look at the location of where her table is, you can
hmm,
tell
hmm.
it's away from the wall.
Yeah.
And
That's why I have a
again,
trifold that windows, the wall there
yeah,
is so unattractive.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
And then, like I said, my team was pointing out different things about this and stuff I'll never unsee, so it really sucks. But that's life. But at least we got this apparition, and it's a decent photo. I had, like I said, I had Nancy do debunking work on it. I also sent it to 3 or 4 of my team members to take a look at, to see what they could see, and and we're all on the
well,
same page with it.
when I asked my husband to come look, he immediately saw it. And then you sent it to, I think, to your two fellas. I don't know if they're the women you knew, and then they pass it over to the husbands, but three and within say the same thing. And
hmm
I think it's really fun, everybody. They
It is
do
fun.
say don't do EVP work in your house because you never know what you're going to catch, or you'll
Yes.
be scared or whatever. But this is unexpected,
Yeah. Well,
whatever,
I learned that lesson really
unexpected.
fast because Maurice and I were here one day, and I decided to do the ITC water technique to show her, and I picked up something that wasn't too pleasant, and I know who it is.
Where was
He
this?
hangs. This is like a few years ago, and I said, okay, let's do it. Let's see if I can contact my deceased dog. That was the whole premise of it all. So I got the
Oh,
pan of water out, started doing the stirring thing and the questions and photos and all that, and let me get this back up, folks. Let me flip pages here. We'll put the first one up first. There we go. There we go. Anyway, I started to stir the water, and all of a sudden, this horrid, scary face came up.
Oh, thank you. Do you
You know,
want to
and if
mention
you,
that
yeah.
I didn't know you're going to show the purple box there. Do you want to talk about what you're planning to do on the show or
No, it's going to be a
offer
surprise.
for the,
It'll be a surprise.
okay,
So
they're
when
going to
you
look at
look at
that,
this
wonder what we're
photo,
talking.
it's still kind of
Huh?
flat against the wall. At this point, he's still kind of flat. So I took multiple photos. I took like 3 or 4 photos, and then when I enlarged it, then you see him like in that other photo. You know, you could tell how, because here
Yeah,
you can't tell how far away he is from that wall. But the minute I enlarge it, you can
correct.
tell that he's
The
standing.
depth
You know, like,
perception.
yeah, the depth perception changes, and he's standing like right to the edge of the table, like he's
Yep,
gonna grab Nancy. Not that it's funny, but see, there's the difference.
that's better.
Because you can see, like, okay, let me go back on this. See, you can see he's back here, but you don't know how far out he is from the wall until you enlarge.
Hmm.
You don't crop it and bring it in. So
And
he's like right
that's
here.
really clear.
Yeah, away from the wall. And I just find the dark shadow behind him interesting. You know, the shadow of a man standing there.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, is it him giving off the shadow, or is it someone else that decided to pay you a visit? You know, so who knows? Somebody even said a Barbie doll. I don't know what they're talking about Barbie doll. Don't
I
know.
don't see. Oh, I see.
You know, I
Yeah.
have no clue.
Okay,
But
Sean, we did good tonight.
yes, we did good. So short show tonight, guys, and because we just wanted to share this with you. But I hope you enjoyed the photo, and you know, the excitement was. Like I said, I didn't even know if I was going to come on and do a show tonight, the way things had gone today, and so this is because last night I kind of messed the days up for my guest, and she was supposed to be on tonight, as opposed to last night, which is why I ended up doing tonight's show last night, and then I said okay, fine, so everything was great, you know, because she knew she was going to be on today. And then she called. She emailed and said, "No, I'm too sick to go on today." So then all day long it's been one Murphy's Law thing after another, and so I was just to the point where I didn't even think I was going to go on. I was just going to put the best of out. And then I thought, well, you know, I was going to release this photo
Hmm.
on Friday. Why don't we do it tonight? Because we don't have a guest in it. And we did. Let's say.
Well, I've enjoyed
Jerry
coming on,
says,
everybody. I hope you.
Gary says, cool show. She's glad she didn't miss it.
Eh, thank
Yeah.
you, Jerry. Very
Thank you so
interesting.
much, Jerry. Yeah.
Absolutely, there's something there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It
I
was
could
almost
BS a
like I
little
was
while
sitting
longer.
too close to it.
Yeah. Well,
As
that's the
many
funny
times as
thing,
he's
though.
been to the
A lot
house.
of the time,
What?
the person taking the photo doesn't know they're there. Or the person sitting there doesn't know they're there. Because I know the one that Jose got at the Woodland Opera House of the 2 children sitting on the balcony area.
Yeah.
He didn't see him. I was standing right there, too, when he took the photo at the command center.
Mm,
And there they were in the photo. So you don't necessarily see them, behind you. It's just the camera just happens to
yep.
hit it right to pick it up. Or they're posing.
Hmm.
You know, who knows? But it's just so interesting when this happens. And the best shot I've ever seen, I think that there's 2 shots. I know the one Jose got at the Opera House was pretty clear with the 2 little kids. But Ann Bender, when I was filming and stuff for my TV show, we were at the Woodland Opera House. Ann Bender and I had walked in, and the Opera House was empty, and she kept saying there was like a blue light. And she kept seeing this blue light. And then she decided to take photos in this spot, and she picked up a full-body apparition walking down the aisle at the Woodland Opera House.
Wow.
And boy, were we up all night talking about that one, because that was clear as a bell, too. But we were all standing there. We didn't see anything. I don't think she saw it either when she snapped the photo. Just on instinct, she shot the photo. She snapped the photo, like I did with this one when I saw it. And I thought, okay, let's see what that is. So... this is what happens. You're in the right place at the right time and the right energy, and you get lucky. You get lucky with this stuff. But this kind of photo, very seldom, like even full apparition photos like that, very seldom happen in the business we're in.
And you
It
actually
was pretty
saw
cool.
it performing behind me.
Yeah.
Wow. No
When
wonder
he
you
started
got
forming.
goosed up. Or she was just
Oh yeah.
almost yelling at me. Since
Yeah.
Nancy, I'm not looking at her thinking, what is wrong with you? Trying to talk
And then
something
I'm yelling at
serious
her,
and
don't
you
move,
jumping all
don't
over
move,
the
don't
screen.
move. We gotta get this shot. And by then my hands are shaking. I'm fumbling with my phone trying to get the shot. I think that's what happens to Bigfoot people, right? They see Bigfoot, the
Yeah.
excitement starts. They grab their cell phones and they're pushing all the wrong buttons. And by the time they get the right button pushed, he's gone. Poof, you know. But even for me as a ghost hunter, I mean, to see that, it's exciting for a ghost hunter to even pick that up. Now, if I was at an investigation, it'd be a different story because I would have to shut my mouth and be really quiet about it. But with this, we're amongst friends. So yeah, proud of this. And when I get the website back up, that's definitely going to go on the front of the website. I can tell you that right now. So all right, gang, we're going to call it a night, and I will be back tomorrow night if everything goes well, which it hasn't so far this week. Brandon Masulo is going to be with us, and he is he's an author, paranormal investigator, and he's into cutting edge technology and cutting edge theories about ghosts in general. So cutting edge
Theories?
technology, huh?
Did you say the word theory? He has some theories about what
Yeah.
ghosts are?
Cutting edge theory,
What?
cutting edge research, and cutting edge technology. So he's going to be fun to
Okay.
talk to. So he'll be back at 6:30 tomorrow. Nancy, how can people find you?
Oh, my site, nancymatz.com, Nancy Matz author,
Yeah.
YouTube, Nancy Matz Psychic. Uh, I've been trying to get to start my own show, everybody. So I I made that 100 people seeing my show one evening. So that's kind of the catalyst I was waiting for. So I will start, and all I want to do is I I have probably 25 years of copies of readings, and of course I'm not going to cover them all, but I'm going to arbitrarily just pick a few and then
Right.
talk about every one, each of them. And they're just fantastic stories, amazing stories. All right,
Right.
nice
Yeah.
talking to you
He's
tonight,
kind of.
Char,
In fact,
and
he's
I'll
back
stay
over
on.
here. Yeah, he's back over here. So he's over your other shoulder tonight.
This one or
Yeah.
this side?
The other side. His,
Here?
yeah. Yeah. He's,
Where
it
I'm
doesn't look.
reversed for some reason, and so we say left, right. I can't tell which side you're
I'm
talking about.
reversed too. This is the right side of my face. See it? So let's say, okay, let's say you're
Um,
on a stage.
this
You're
is
looking out
reverse.
from the
This is my
stage.
right.
Yeah,
Pardon
you're
me?
right. Yeah, that's stage right. Yeah. So yeah, he's on that side this time. So he's moving around back there. Well, anyway, just wanted to share it with you guys, and like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with Brandon at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. We hope. The way things have been going, who knows? But I want to thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And then Nancy will be back on Friday for her usual show. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye bye.